my secret. Just do something that ain't nobody ever done before, but make it sound like something that's always been there forever.
Welcome to This Filipino American Life, a podcast that explores the nuanced experiences of Filipinos in the United States. At iba pa. My name is Joe Bernardo, and I'm joined by my fellow hosts,
Ryan Carpio,
Elaine Delalis,
and
Mike.
producer Mike.
And we are also joined by two special guests.
How many?
Number one is Kat.
Hello.
Yay, Kat!
Great to be back with y'all.
It's nice to have you.
And what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, that's messed up.
That's messed up.
I'm just kidding.
You're so mean.
We have another guest.
It's girly.
Oh, no.
Yay.
We like the enthusiastic girly. I don't like the sad one. That was like, it's girly. See, Joe?
Okay, someone
Joe's
intro her
fault.
then. Someone intro her.
And now, Joe's better half in the next room. It's
Girly!
Yay! See?
There she is.
Oh, Eric, close the air horns.
I just said in this corner.
So many air horns in this
I
episode
know.
already.
So many air horns.
All right, so we do have a full house today
Ooh.
because it's one of our favorite episodes.
What?
We are
Already?
already.
We haven't
one of
even
our
done
favorite
the episode.
I'll bet you this will have a lot of listeners this episode. Because
please?
today, wait, hold on. Before we intro,
Oh,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
gonna
Before we
talk
do
about,
that.
who
What a
is our
mess.
T-Pal of the episode?
Our TFAL of the episode is Philip Rivera.
Whoop, whoop.
Do you know Philip Rivers, the quarterback?
Oh
What?
my God.
He's
That's
I
the
knew
sports
it.
reference that I don't understand.
Yay, sports.
Sports.
All right, thank you, Philip Rivera.
Yes.
But yes, today it's going to be an exciting episode because we are going to talk about desserts.
What?
Yes.
Like the Mojave and the Gobi,
yeah.
the Hera. Just a little dry humor.
Oh, nice.
Har,
Nice.
har, har.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, take a sip. That was nice. Well
We
done,
are-
sir. If I had a cap, I would doff my cap to that. That was amazing.
No, it wasn't. Stop. Don't include
Don't
Doff your cap.
I don't know, Kat. Leave me alone. It's been a while. I miss you guys, and I can't wait to talk about desserts. I also think that the reason we're a full house is I'm like, wait, if we talk about it, does that mean we can eat it? But I don't have any desserts right now.
No.
I don't have any either.
So
This is the no calorie way
It's so
to
bad.
indulge in dessert.
we're just going to talk about it.
It's pretty ironic that we're going to talk about it today because I got recently diagnosed with full-blown diabetes.
What the hell?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
What
All right, then.
How do you drop that into our
He's still
dessert
alive,
conversation?
people.
He
He's
said
I'm
it
still alive.
before. He said
No.
it before.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Not on an episode.
I have it too.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you?
have it too.
I thought
I
you
don't
just.
think I've said it. No.
Oh.
I have it.
Oh, wow.
But my A1C is now in normal range. So my doctor and whatnot has told me like I'm fine.
Very
So
good.
I just gotta like
Nice.
maintain and whatnot. My A1C last time was 6, and the doctor said it's fine. My cousin, who's a doctor, was like, "You're fine. You're golden." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Eating. But I just eat carbs at home, so I don't know what's happening.
And we only have like 4 boxes of Christmas cookies sitting in the kitchen right now. So
Mostly consumed by Mike. But yeah.
I guess talking about dessert and not eating it is the best way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess. Thanks for
So,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
speaking of diabetes, let's talk about desserts.
Such the Filipino way.
As I have a hollow crew neck from
Oh.
syrup teas or whatever, syrup, whatever.
But okay, most Filipino desserts are gluten free. Does that count?
That's not
Really?
sugar. Oh,
Girly.
that's not the sugar part, is it?
Yeah,
No.
nice try though.
It's still
But
sugar,
gluten
though.
free is good.
Yeah, nice try,
It's just
girly.
that you don't have complex carbs that happen with gluten, but it's still sugar, which impacts your blood sugar
Yeah.
level.
I mean,
Although-
most Filipino desserts are sugar, coconut,
Sugar.
rice,
Sugar. You said sugar.
and sugar.
Yeah. That's why.
All
And
right.
rice is a complex carb that turns into sugar. So yes.
All
why I
right.
don't have
So
a rice cooker in this house.
What we're gonna do now is we're gonna quickly go around, and you are going to say your favorite Filipino desserts. What are your favorite?
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I think you should because there's so many of us, Joe, you should assign. Like
All right.
say,
Call us out.
Yeah,
I will assign. Okay. First, me. Um,
Of course.
my favorites are turon,
Mm.
buko pie,
Oh.
mais con hielo,
Oh.
and those are my favorites.
Nice.
I love corn desserts. I don't know about other people, but I love corn desserts.
So
Amazing.
corny.
Oh, that's
I
good.
know, exactly.
Boy, corny.
Oh my God.
And
Ryan.
so many Filipino desserts are rice based. The glutinous
Yeah.
rice.
Yeah.
I just think they're okay, and I'm not like a huge fan of them. I'm not a huge fan. of them.
Like the
Oh.
malagkits.
Yeah,
The
sweet
Mine is
variety.
buns.
totally
Bonbon.
glutinous rice based.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, Elaine, your turn.
okay, so my favorite desserts are espasol, which is basically
Ooh.
glutinous rice cake wrapped in floured glutinous rice. And Cebuano torta, which
Yeah,
is it's a pastry, and it's like it's kind of like an ensaimada, but there's no cheese. It's like a mamon. It's a mamon, but instead of butter, it's topped with like crystallized sugar.
Ooh.
Oh
And
my god.
it's usually like it has a specific like muffin tin shape that is associated with it, and so
Yeah.
that's called Cebu Torta, and it's a dessert, and it's terrible for you.
I don't often see that.
Yeah, I've
It's
never even
not-
heard of that before, I think.
My tita would make it for us, and like I would face smash so many of those things. It's so bad, and they're big too. They're usually the size of like a cheeseburger's, like a round, like a 5-inch round. That's how big they are.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to taste. I don't
I
think I've
know.
ever had
I want
it.
one of those in my life right now.
It's good. It's so good.
I've tried one. It's really good. They look like flowers because of the
Yes,
tin.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, like brioche tins.
No, but they don't rise, so it's flat.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Miss Cat.
Oh gosh, I love them all equally. No,
What?
Biko
Ooh.
and I prefer the edge because there's like a little crunch.
Crisp.
Crunch.
Ooh, the crunch of the cocoa jam or whatever is on the top.
Yeah.
So good. I would say the bibingka galapon from the one that's in the
In the
In the banana
banana
leaf?
leaf.
The banana leaf?
yes. Is that what it's called?
With the salted egg?
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that. You don't
Like the-
approve. Joe doesn't.
No, I like that one. I like that one.
No,
It's
that
just not my
one?
favorite.
And Sansrival without rice.
Oh my god, that's hella rich.
So
Sansrival.
rich. And I will say that since tasting the Wanderlust Sansrival
we'll get to
ice
there.
cream.
We'll
Oh,
get there.
sorry.
We'll get to
I
that.
know, but that's my favorite Filipino dessert now too. Like it's taken over the
Easy
regular
jump.
Sansrival.
You're jumping all over the place, Cat. Easy there.
I know.
No, we'll get to the newish.
Oh,
desserts.
okay. Well,
Later.
those
That's a
are
new
my
category.
traditions.
These are
That's a
just
new category.
classics. So
All right.
Sanzerval
Classics,
and-
classics. Yes.
Well, there's your preview, everyone. It's gonna
Biko
happen. We're gonna talk
Bibingka
about it.
and Sansrival.
Cool.
All right,
Who's
producer
next?
Mike. Producer Mike.
I already know. I know what it's gonna say.
Steak, barbecue.
No, no. I know exactly
Number
what
one
it's
would
gonna
probably be cuchinta,
say. There you go.
Ooh.
But
but
Explain.
no coconut on it because I think that's gross.
Word.
garbage, Mike. Garbage.
Okay.
I just want it. Whenever I see it at like Seafood City in the packaging, but it already has coconut on it, I'm like, nah, pass. I have to
It
have
has
it
to
like
be on the side.
yeah, in the little
Yeah.
like cup in the with a lid.
Yeah.
Which I'll
So
just
Mike
throw away.
can throw it at
people.
people. Go, can you put it on the side so I can throw it in your face? I'm sorry.
It just makes it taste like it's like sand, you know, or like
Mike
like
doesn't like
freaking wood
coconut.
shavings.
Period.
I like the idea and flavor of coconut. I don't like the texture of actual
Texture.
coconut.
You're a
I hear
liar.
you.
You do
I
not
hear
like
you.
the idea of coconut because the
I
moment
mean, I
say,
can't.
there's coconut in this, your face crumples and you said, "How dare you? Why did you let me eat coconut?"
I mean, if I didn't like coconut, I wouldn't like my number 2, which would be suman, but you know, the
Oh.
Biko style suman.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bitterness too.
And so, but the way my mom makes it, it's basically like Biko, but like she calls it suman because I guess that's what they call it in her part of the Philippines. But I mean, it's just like rice and like brown sugar and coconut milk, right? And
Yeah.
some other things that I'm missing, but you know, it's sticky and gooey and same color as cuchinta. I would say like my honorable mention would probably be, because I don't know if it's a dessert, it would be like Spanish bread. I don't know if anyone considers that a
Oh,
dessert. I consider it
That
dessert
feels
because
like
it's
a
sweet.
modern one.
Yeah, maybe.
You mean like
yeah,
star
'cause I
bread,
think,
like star bread.
Yeah, star bread is like, I think, the most modern iteration of it. But like, yeah,
I didn't know
Mm.
that until
my aunt
Mike.
used to own the bakery. I think I mentioned before on the show that she had a bakery in Long Beach, and she used to like make Spanish bread. And so, you know, we would get like the fresh batches and just take that
Oh
home.
my
and just,
gosh.
it
How
feels like a
wonderful.
dessert, you know?
And Mike does not have diabetes, guys. How is that possible?
No, I'm totally fine.
Not fair. Not
He has-
fair
Genetics,
at all.
genetics.
Yeah, he has good genes. He's a
Skinny jeans.
Levi's guy.
We're like Target brand right now, but yes.
All right. Miss Girly Collado.
Okay, I have to agree with Mike on the cuchinta thing. I will eat an entire tray.
Nice.
I don't buy for
Only-
sharing.
Only with fresh coconut though. So sorry, Mike. I will put coconut all over the cuchinta so you won't eat it.
Oh, man.
And then
It's
and
like a
then
force
my-
field to keep me away from it.
It is. It actually is.
my second fave is ginataan.
Ooh.
Comfort.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
girly-
quick question, girly. Hot or cold?
Both. It depends
Yeah.
on the season.
Aw, you're so good.
Oh.
I'm
And I don't have diabetes.
Damn you! Not fair. Not fair.
I know. Sucks. All right, Mr. Food Appreciator.
Oh my gosh,
All
it's
the
my turn.
desserts. All the
Well, my favorite dessert that my sister makes is spaghetti because she puts so much sugar in that thing. It's so freaking sweet. I'm like, ooh, dessert.
That's spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Yeah. Okay. Food.
Oh,
So
man.
I'm actually not a sweets person, but I do have
Yeah.
a favorite. I'm more of a savory food appreciator, but I'm very classic. I'm a Leche Flan guy. You know, I like my
Leche
Filipino Leche Flan. I also do like
That's a good one too.
ginatan. But Leche Flan's kind of my thing. There's a lot of Filipino desserts that are like, I'm with Joe, like the sticky stuff. It's good, but I can't have, I can have trays of Leche Flan. I can have trays of
Trays? Like they when they
Cholesterol
bring,
city
when they
over
bring the
here.
big one and there's two of them, are you
Yeah,
like,
dude.
this is mine?
Yeah. I cut like a little piece and I'm like, here you go, guys. I'll take the rest of it.
The rest is
rich,
mine.
though.
Like,
It's like
It's so rich. and I absolutely
So
love
rich.
It. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And then
did you
know,
have when you have Spanish, because like there's a Spanish version of leche flan and it's like white, are you always like, that's not the real leche flan?
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
had a
is there a
couple.
type?
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I like the Filipino, like, condensed milk-ish kind of like
Yeah.
10
process.
million egg
Yeah.
yolks.
So
And not
bad.
as firm, right? Like it's creamy.
Yeah, I like it
Yeah.
creamy. Yeah.
A
When I was
hint of citrus.
yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe. Sure. But mostly the sugar.
And mostly the creamy.
A hint of what is that? Sugar and sugar. But I used to I don't know if any of you used to do this, but we used to have like just a can of condensed milk in the fridge with like 2 holes in it, and you
Yep.
pour condensed milk into a spoon and you just eat it. That's my dessert.
So you say you like take shots from it. Like you just belt that back the can.
there. I was like, oh yeah, put
Surprise
it on
cat.
something.
Put it on a spoon and Just eat straight up.
Wow. Oh my God, Ryan.
Just stick it in my veins.
I probably have diabetes. I don't know.
Damn.
Christ. What
I
the
thought you put it on
hell?
rice and then you just mix it with rice.
Oh, dude, that's too
Oh.
much. That's too much carbs.
Too.
That's too much.
Sweet
Too much
rice.
No, but I
Ryan,
put it on a
When I-
spoon.
When I was a kid, when I was a kid in the Philippines, my relatives told me that they would put sugar on my rice to get me to eat.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Oh my
common.
God.
Wow.
I mean,
Jesus
When you think
Christ.
about it, it's like oatmeal, right, with brown sugar. That's like suman.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Camporado,
I would agree.
camporado.
Okay.
Camporado. But that sounds like my cousin when she first came to America. She would put sugar on top of Frosted Flakes, and I would look at her like, "What are you doing? It's already
That's sugar
full
on
of
sugar. Yeah.
What are you doing?"
What a great idea.
Can
No,
I
it's not.
mention an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead.
My dad would do avocado with milk and sugar and
Ooh.
condensed
Yes.
milk.
Only way to do avocado.
Such a
understand
this toast thing.
lovely thing.
Oh, so simple
Okay.
and so good.
So good.
Joe, you're
So,
right.
Fruits. I
Ryan,
don't think fruits
Ryan,
count.
Ryan is the man with the leche flan
The
or the masta flan.
leche plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's delicious. I love it.
So going on from your favorite desserts, did you know that among all the kind of Filipino desserts, the rice cakes were the ones who like predates Spanish era?
Oh,
I did not know that.
Oh, I
No.
did not
Yeah.
know that.
Magellan and his Spanish conquistador crew was served rice cakes.
Ooh.
So they were
Yeah.
served
Okay.
putos. The
Yeah,
After
something
they
like
were-
that, yeah.
putos.
Right
before they were betrayed.
What a sticky situation.
Good one.
And then you could see the progression, like all the baked stuff with flour and the
Yeah.
corn stuff that came
Yeah.
with like the Spanish colonization, and
Yeah.
then like with ice, they came with
Japanese.
like refrigeration and all that stuff. The
Yeah.
Japanese,
Yeah.
Oh, like with halo halo.
Interesting.
Oh.
yeah, and then the buko pies and all that stuff came with.
It's like American.
American,
Right?
yeah. So yeah, it's
Oh.
definitely you could find out Philippine history just through the food, the desserts.
Mm.
So it's a
But,
learning
moving-
experience.
Yeah. So moving on from your favorite desserts, I want to know what are some of like new desserts that you like Filipino Americans have cooked, have made,
Oh,
created
so-
new styles of Filipino desserts.
Cat should start since she
Yeah,
already-
this is where I
she
jump
already mentioned
started.
it.
Since
Go ahead, Kat.
I jumped over it already. So Sansrival ice cream, dear Wanderlust, I love you and thank you for making that, because God, that's just wonderful. Like I began to ration it during the holidays or during the Filipino American History Month because I thought it was just lovely. And I would say also creme caramel's ube leche flan or creme caramel. Heavenly, I would say are my favorites. And then just really the way ube has been innovative, my God, it's just so wonderful. Those ube crinkles, man, I don't know which brand I've tasted, but
They're all
they're
good.
just,
All of
they're
them make it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those
So
are
just
my
Alex-
top three.
Just to let folks know who aren't from LA, Wanderlust Creamery is a Filipino-owned ice cream shop. They have really good flavors. They're like me and Girlie's favorite ice cream shop ever.
And Mike
but
and
now, yeah, and Mike and Elaine's favorite ice cream shop. And now they are shipping pints nationwide,
Yes.
so you can get, except for Hawaii and Alaska for some reason. But
so it's continental
mainland.
US.
continental
Yeah.
US. Yeah.
For now.
But yes, you can get them, and they have awesome Filipino flavors. So, like Kat
Cool.
said, Sanderville.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
All right, Elaine, new desserts.
Okay, so yes, popcorn, yes, the Wanderlust, everything those people make, we've basically funded most of their children's lives.
Yes.
And the owners know it, so that's why that's one. There is one I want to shout out, and we had it because Mike's mom brought it from Hawaii. It's called Ube UBAE, and it's
It's like little cookies, right?
no, it's not cookies. It's kind of looks like a little muffin,
Oh.
and it's only in Hawaii. It's kind of like a custardy. Imagine those pecan tarts like that small, like those pecan tarts you get in Christmas, but it's a crust, and then they put an ube custard filling inside, and it's basically a mini ube thing. And from them, his mom brought it, and I was just like, holy shit, I'd only seen these in pictures because I saw about Instagram and I've been plugging them. And when she brought it, I was like, this is so good. Secret that I'm going to share with everybody. I hate ube.
Oh,
You mean like in the traditional way that we grew up with it, kind of thing?
Like just in general, I'm not a fan of ube.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
I know that like I'm gonna lose my Filipino card by saying this, but because I'm a pandan girl, like I love pandan. Like if it's green, give it to me. I will eat it all. Love it. Plug for Wanderlust Pandan Tres Leches ice cream.
Another wonderful
so
one.
Delicious. So good. But that dessert, of all the desserts, I love that. It's so good. And then Ginger, our guest coming up, she makes these freaking ube truffles that woman, I don't know what crack is in there.
Man.
It's so dangerous. They sell them in 4-packs. Thank God, because if it was any more, I would eat the whole thing and die of sugar shock.
Wait,
I agree with you. I
They
agree
sell
with
them in
you.
packets?
Well, I think when I bought
In
them,
the plastic thing.
the plastic thing. There's
Yeah.
Oh, there's
4 of them
always
in
the
it.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, just give me a dozen.
Girly,
In packs.
you live with Joe. You shouldn't be ordering a dozen.
Yeah, those
So they're all
Ube
for her.
truffles. I gotta second you on that. Those are heavenly. Heavenly.
Okay, describe them.
So they're basic.
Delicious.
So truffles. It's like it's cake. It's cake, but then
Yummy.
it's almost like a cake pop, but it's not because it's in a truffle, like a small, like amuse bouche petite four, like 1 inch by 1 inch little cake area.
Fancy, huh?
So
And
rich.
it has like this like crunch as part of the aftertaste.
Yeah, because it's like the bottom is, so it's soft inside and it's like a cake pop. It's soft, and you can tell that there is like, I don't know, icing or something in it to keep it together. And then there's a crust that's like a shell.
It's
And
kind of
then the bottom is
cocoa-ish,
like,
right?
oh,
No,
yeah.
it's Oreo.
And
It's
you-
Oreo.
Oh, it's
Oh, is it really?
Damn, see the best best commercial cookie too. Dang.
And and then you bite into it, and it's like butter, delicious sugar
that's-
butter.
mhm.
Elaine, are you okay?
Yes.
But not like
I'm
super
not- I'm not-
sweet.
I'm not-
super
I really
sweet.
wish she was here. Ginger was here to just give it to us. So we could eat it.
Yeah,
I was at an
that's
event
heavenly.
where they were giving out like samples of it. Yeah, I was one of those like I'm not gonna be embarrassed about just going back and like
I
know, it wasn't-
remember
I didn't
said
even-
event, right?
yeah, I know. I didn't even decide to like reline up and just go. Oh, I'll take. No, I took like 5, and I was like, because there was a hell of people. I knew it was gonna run out.
That's
I was
very
like, I'm
Pinoy at the buffet.
also, you got to use your smarts here. It's a big deal.
Strategery.
Strategery.
You didn't go back in line and with the disguise.
With like a little mustache.
A different hat.
Or send the kids to go get it
Send the
for you.
kids. That's what the kids are for.
Ryan had no shame. He was like, "These are good. I'm going straight back."
Yeah, I was like, you know what, dude? I've been hearing about this, and yeah. Anyway,
All right, girly, new desserts that you like, new Filipino American desserts.
Okay, so ditto to Ube Truffles. Thank you, Elaine, for the description. I have to say, Wanderlust's Food for the Gods ice cream. They might as well call it Food for Goddess Girly because
What?
it is always.
wait, should they though? That's weird.
Did you get a pint? Because I have a pint in my fridge.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
get
goodness.
a pint or 2 before the end of the month, but oh my god! And first of all, I hate Food for the Gods, like the actual
The
baked
actual, yeah.
dessert.
Oh my god!
Big
I
fan myself.
don't like it. But when they came out with the ice cream version, So
Yeah.
that one, and then the other one that I really love is the Hopia Guava from Hope You Like It.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Everything they have is wonderful too.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So when I first had it, I went in there and was just like talking it up with them, and I said, "It's so funny. This reminds me of the guava from Porto's, which is a Cuban bakery here in Los Angeles." And they're like, "Yeah, it's the same."
So smart.
Filipino version.
So, Hopia
Yes.
Guava.
Girly, I had the same reaction about Sans Rival Wanderlust ice cream because I actually hate Sans Rival, the
Oh,
dessert.
you and me, Elaine.
But I love the ice cream.
Mm.
So the same thing, like whatever they're doing over there, they're making all these desserts that we don't like into delicious
Making
ice cream.
it better.
We are not sponsored by Wanderlust, by the way. But we should be.
We honestly should be.
We
I
kind of
swear,
sponsor them,
man.
really.
Their pine drops are like sneaker drops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
and
know.
arguably, maybe some of us have spent that much or not. Maybe.
I got no shame. I did. I have totally spent that much. Yes.
No,
We
you
have
don't.
like a dozen pints at home, and we'll still go to Wanderlust and get ice cream. So
Us too. Wanderlust. What did you say, Mike? Wanderlust is the hype beast of desserts.
did I say that? I might have said that.
Yeah, you did say that. I remember that.
In a
All
good
right.
way, not in like the washed away or anything, but yeah.
Joe, what about you?
My favorites are, I like of all the kind of ube cheesecakes that are out there. I like Hood Famous's cheesecake.
I think they
Up in
do
Seattle.
have my favorite ube cheesecake.
Shout out to Mitchell's Ice Cream in San Francisco.
Yes.
You know, they were the first, not the first ones, but like one of the first ones I've tried that were like kind of like Filipino flavors ice cream form. That's not like, store bought. Also another shout out to or not really shout out, but like RIP Manila Social Club in New York. They had a really good mango bread pudding with ube sauce.
Ooh.
It was so good. It was so
Sounds
good.
incredible.
I know
Locally-
someone who makes a wonderful mango bread pudding who is
Ooh, what? Where? How?
maybe on this in this conversation and in
who?
this room. Anyway, well, Carly.
Oh, what? Girly,
What?
Yeah.
hook it up.
Okay, sorry. I let the secret out.
Also shout out to whatchamacallit, I ditto Pandan Tres Leches from Wanderlust, Ube Truffles from Café 86, the guava cheese hopia from Hope You Like It. I'm also a fan of the peach mango pie from Jollibee.
Hell yeah! I was gonna say that.
Hell yeah.
Totally gonna say that.
Jesus.
Oh my God,
This is
dude.
true. Yes.
I was totally
Yes.
gonna say that.
It's so
Yes,
good.
yes. Yeah.
It's a fried pie.
Yes.
They don't make fried pies
No.
anymore. It's all
Nope.
baked at McDonald's.
It-
And so it's
yeah.
like crunchy. It got
Have-
bubbles.
Have you ever eaten it and you're like, oh shit, this is way too hot? Like it just came out of the
Yes.
oil.
And you'll still eat it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
Like-
matter. Doesn't
then you get
matter.
Birds right
you
here.
get
Birds
blisters. You get like blisters on your lips. It's like, it's all good. Peach mango pie. I agree with that. So
All right. Ryan and then Mike.
Well, that was one of them for me. You guys have pretty much said it all. Like there's so many like good like innovative cool ways of eating like ube or ube flavors these days. There's so many people that do cookies, but that's my most modern one, Joe. I was gonna say peach mango pie. I don't know what other specific ones. I feel like you guys have said it, and there's so many people that out there that are doing fun stuff. But I also am a fan of creme caramels, like their little leche flan, ube leche flan thing, and their I think I pretty much like. Do you guys know what pacquiao means? Like
The
to
boxer?
buy like
The boxer?
by the lot. Like I'm gonna take that
Yeah.
row and I
Yeah.
give it all as like Christmas presents. So,
Mm.
but yeah, yeah. Sorry, nothing new here. I'm just hungry now, guys. Jeez.
I know.
Yeah. Skip
And-
to the dessert.
Last but not least, producer Mike.
I guess I'll just second and third Wanderlust, but beyond that, I mean, and to the point everyone was making earlier, like I found that the desserts that I appreciate the most out of like the new wave, new style Filipino desserts are ones that, I totally avoided in their original Filipino form. Like, I don't really like halo. I think it's kind of like too much beans, or I don't like it when they put the leche flan in it. But I do like the one that comes from Petit Peso because they have like fresh fruits and like just the flavors all together like taste really good. I don't really like buko pie, but I love the one from Sari Sari store in downtown.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
That's
that one's
really,
such
really
a winner
good.
too.
So
You
good.
know, I mean, it's weird because like in the whole ube thing too. Like, I would have never like thought of ube anything because my parents used to get ube ice cream all the time from like Magnolia or whatever from like the grocery store and be like, oh, that's gross, and then like it became a thing. But then I realized the way that it's made, like the OG style versus like the the way that everyone else is making it now is totally different. For better or for worse. But I mean, I think like all the different iterations from like Nidong's ube pancakes to like the ones you guys mentioned before, like creme caramel, and even like just like the idea of ube, like it's something that like whenever I saw like the ube version of puto, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna skip that one, but now I'll eat it because like it's weird. It's this weird effect of like the Filipino Americanization of like foods has made me like think and reflect on Filipino foods and like what I either took for granted or avoided because of like my over Americanness sometimes. It's just like, and I think this applies to like Philippine cuisine in general. Like, all these new bakers, these new chefs, kind of recontextualizing, our cultural heritage in terms of like food and cuisine and desserts, like, making us think about like, okay, like on the one level, making it more interesting to us, but on the other hand, making us think about like, well, what is the origins of this? And maybe we should give that another chance too. So,
yeah, I love the innovation that has happened for like Filipino Americans. Like our friend Jason Lastina from Brown Baked, he gave us those cookies, and he had a Turon cookie, and we were like, how is this gonna work? And then we bit into it, and we were like, what the hell is happening?
It
It's
works.
so good.
Yeah.
And so I love that like the Filipino American innovation. Is that what I'm saying? Yes.
Innovation.
Innovation.
But you can say intervention. That's cool.
Copyright
I
Disneyland.
made up a word.
No, I love it.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's like Ube Brownies. I had some recently during
Like the
Thanksgiving
blurple.
with
Blurpee?
There's
Burpee.
my homegirl Audrey with Love Confectionery. I think we may have done something for them on Instagram. They have like ube brownies and chocolate crinkles and ube pandan flavor stuff. It's so good. But I'm like, and she's younger, like there's these young folks that are, especially during COVID, like starting to bake stuff and just creating cool things. I freaking love it, man. But diabetes. I'm just saying, dude.
Diabetes.
You can eat it. You should eat it.
All right. So we are going to talk to Ginger Dimapasok she is the owner of Café 86, which has different locations in Southern California and one in Las Vegas. And she's going to join us next. So sit tight, enjoy the commercials, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys,
Hey, Elaine.
What's up, Elaine?
did you know that we have TFALs?
Yes.
What's a TFAL?
I mean, what?
TFALs are our Patreons. They joined at patreon.com/TFAL podcast, and they support us every month.
Oh, is that what you announced like one of our episodes, if there's a T-Pal of the episode?
Correct.
So those people are Patreons?
yes.
Cool.
Really? I actually thought they were random.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Mike is actually serious.
Wow, I'm learning something today.
Yeah.
And also all of you right now.
So if you want to be a TFAL and surprise Mike, join us at patreon.com/TFAL podcast.
But not only do you get to shout out on the episode, you get cool things as a TPAL, correct?
Ooh, like what kind of cool things, Ryan?
Like what? Like
Sometimes you get free giveaways.
oh, like what? Like a sticker?
Yeah, it's like our logo sticker.
What?
Or our new TFAL Hearts OPM sticker that is inspired by Chicken Joy Division.
And you also get some free books if we get them from the authors. We'll definitely set aside some for our Patreons.
And pictures of me.
I
I'm
could
just kidding.
actually.
No,
I
I'm
will.
What
Now that-
exclusive Polaroids? Not that kind of Patreon, guys.
Numbered.
That's totally going to be a thing now. I'm going to take pictures of Ryan and give them to the Patreons.
But not only do you get all that, you also get some shout outs or say in some episodes.
That's true.
We'll get your opinions on certain subjects in upcoming episodes. And we'll also, as a new thing, we'll send you some blooper reels of TFAL. Only for the Patreons.
Only for the Patreons?
Only for the Patreons.
Oh, man. If you want some laughs, be a Patreon today.
Lewds, but no nudes.
But if subscribing monthly to TFAL is not your thing, maybe you can support us by giving us a Ko-fi.
Ko-fi? What's that?
It's a one-time donation to This Filipino American Life.
Cool.
Yes, so either do Patreon or Ko-fi. What's the website for Ko-fi, Elaine?
Ko-fi.com/TFAL.
Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/TFAL podcast.
Yes. So thank you very much. Welcome back to This Filipino American Life.
Yay!
Yay!
What a great commercial that was.
Have some
Whatever the
enthusiasm
commercial
for our
was.
commercials, guys. Thank you to all our supporters, and please continue to support us.
By the way, we should do more commercials because I keep playing the same commercials every couple
I
episodes.
know, but it's the COVID.
sure, our
Buy our
Other people
merch.
hear more.
Be a TPAL. Buy coffee.
COVID commercial, actually. Anyway,
We have a special guest.
yes.
All of our guests are special, but this is long time in the making. We finally have Ginger Lim Dimapasok. She is the owner, CEO of Café 86, and she recently won. She was a champion of Food Network's Chop Sweets.
Yes.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Air
Welcome,
horn for
Ginger.
that.
Air horn.
Ginger,
Yes.
you may enter.
Do not enter.
Golly.
He makes that joke every time.
Oh my
Be my
god.
enemy.
He was just waiting.
All right, welcome, Ginger. How are
Thanks.
you doing? How are you doing?
Doing good. Today was okay. I stayed home, tried to do laundry, tried to wrap presents, and then when you guys caught me, we were doing the emergency Ube ice cream drop off. SOS. So, but all's good.
Excellent.
That sounds like the most delicious emergency. Usually emergencies like, oh man, bad news. But this
You
one,
fix it in time, it's good. If not, then it's bad Yelp reviews. And
oh, I see.
Yeah, it's critical.
Yep. So you gotta go. When they call, you go.
We're so happy to have you, though. Thank you for making
Thanks
time for
for
us.
having me. I've been binging you guys' podcast. So
Oh, thank
like
you.
a crazy person at work, listening and laughing. But especially the episode, the jokes one, the Filipino jokes one. Oh my gosh.
That's dad jokes from Joe.
Oh, yeah. It's the
died.
best. So this episode, we're talking about Filipino desserts.
Yes.
And who better to talk about Filipino desserts than Ginger?
Yeah.
For those who don't
Yes.
know, maybe people, outside of kind of the Southern California area, Ginger owns Cafe 86, which has, was that 4 locations now? 4?
We have 4 locations.
4
yes.
locations. 3 in Southern California,
Yes,
and then 1 in Las Vegas.
that's correct.
Yes. Soon to be take over nationwide among Filipino American areas.
The world.
That's the goal. But
But Ginger is, one of the pioneers of like Filipino American dessert making, baking, all that jazz. Really helping to put Ube, on the map. So thank you for making the time. First I want to start off by saying, by asking you, where are you from in the Philippines, and how did you come here to the United States?
I was born and raised in Manila, grew up in Parañaque. Came to school here in
'99 to do culinary school. And that's when I met James. But backtrack a little bit, I met James online.
Sino si James?
Si James yung asawa ko.
Ah.
Yeah, James and I met online sometime in '97, back in the ICQ MIR.
Yes.
Wow.
Woohoo! Shout out to the old chat rooms.
Pinoy Pinay.
Is that
So, yeah,
ICQ sounds?
What?
Woohoo!
Oh. Yeah, that gives me PTSD.
We're old.
Right, we're old. And yeah, I moved here in '99 after, no. Went to school in '99 and then permanently moved here in '01, the year we got married. So I came here as a fob, just like most people. My husband still says I'm a fob, but I'm proud.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. But I've always loved baking. As a kid, back home in Manila, I would bake a lot. I would hang out at the bakeries in our village and just watch them bake pandesal, chocolate cake, whatever they're making. I was there to smell it and eat it. So it's been something that I really love to do ever since I was a kid. And then coming here, when we got married, I'll be honest, I just wanted to be a doña, but
Yes.
You still are.
that didn't happen. I'm the slave. But all good. I mean, opening Café 86 has been like a whirlwind of everything for us. When we opened in 2014, we didn't know where it was going to take us. We just wanted to make sure our 14-seater would somehow get full. And fast forward to now, here we are, and it still feels surreal to me to this day.
Nice.
So you opened in 2014. Did you already have a vision of this even before that, though?
Well, our only vision was to allow James to have a venue for his car meets, because Café 86 was named after his Toyota Corolla 86. His AE 86.
Wow.
Okay.
Named after his car and not me. No?
We all had a Corolla that we loved in our lives, or a Civic.
I guess we can have that. So yeah, the goal was to have a venue for his car meets and for us to not to have to leave Chino Hill so much to find desserts that we liked.
Okay.
That was the goal. We just wanted a little place for our own with our friends to hang out in and fill out the 14-seater. That's it. We wanted to make sure that we kept that place, somehow full, but here we are today.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
So going back to the spark of your love of baking, me and Ryan was mentioning offline how he doesn't really remember a lot of ovens in Filipino households. Like not a lot of ovens, like not a lot of Filipinos had ovens.
Yeah,
it's mostly
that's
just a stovetop, right? Right. But you said you hung out in bakeries. Like, how did that happen?
Growing up in Parañaque, my parents back then opened like a little restaurant. It wasn't really a turo-turo. It was just one of those small restaurants that people tend to open at the gate of your village, lined up along the, in Parañaque. And my mom opened up a little restaurant there to, cook Filipino food. Next door was a bakery. So there was a bakery that did everything from pandesal to chocolate cakes to wedding cakes, everything. And instead of me hanging out in my mom's kitchen, I would sneak out into the bakery and watch them, bake and wait. I was like their dog waiting for scraps. And they'd hand me from the cakes, burnt pandesal and all that. So that was me, their pet.
And what was your
good?
what was your favorite thing to come out of that bakery?
That bakery, my favorite thing was the chocolate yema cake that they made. And I still do that. Yeah. That was the
hungry, guys. I'm getting
that
hungry.
the smell of that cake and the taste of that cake stayed with me to this day. So my kids' birthdays, that's the cake I'll make.
Wow,
wow.
dreamy.
Yeah, I know. Now
I really hate that we're doing this
Yeah,
virtually
man.
because I would be like, now is the moment we pull out the
We'd
chocolate
be in
yama cake.
trouble,
and we
man.
eat it while we're
yeah.
I got sad
Jeez.
like really fast. I was like, man, I don't have any of this in front of me. God. Anyway,
Other than the ones like from the bakery, what were your favorite Filipino desserts growing up?
Oh, I was like a big fan of kakanin.
Mm.
And funny
Mm.
enough, all night last night, I stayed up till maybe 2 a.m. just watching videos on how to make pichi pichi and kuchinta.
Oh,
Yes.
That-
Number one.
I gotta make
Mike's favorite.
pichi with cheese and then my best friend's mom gave me a puto bongbong maker.
Oh
Mm.
my god.
So yeah, so that's my goal for our quarantine Christmas is to make puto bongbong. If whoever drives by that night, I'll hang out outside and hand out puto
So where
oh
do you
my
live
God!
again?
Can we drive by?
Where's your
address?
What's your address?
5
I'm
minutes
sorry
away
to the
from
listeners.
Chino
I'm sorry.
Hills.
Sorry to the listeners.
because I literally will stand there Christmas Eve and make
my
puto
God.
bongbong outside my
Might do
house.
this.
I don't
listeners are
believe
gonna-
it.
The listeners are gonna hear us just going, oh,
I know. That's true.
oh, so hungry. That's what this whole episode is gonna be. Ginger describing something delicious and us going, oh,
I know.
God. Also, Ginger, don't be surprised if the 5 of us all show up at your house.
That's scary.
Yeah.
But we're gonna close off the street, so it's just us.
I think I'm gonna
coming
set up
through.
my ring cameras around the corner of the house.
It's like alert, alert, TFAL's around the corner.
Alert.
Ginger, what's Peachy Peachy again?
Pichi pichi is like it's
It's
made
kind
out
of like
cassava.
Like
Yeah.
guava?
Cassava.
cassava.
Oh, cassava. Oh, okay. Okay.
Cassava and water and sugar that you
Yeah.
steep, and then it's the little.
So-
They look like pale ass kuchinta,
yeah.
Ah.
It kind of reminds me of like palitao, kind
like
of.
palitaw and kuchinta, and then you eat it with grated coconut and cheddar cheese. But it's gotta
know
be
the cheese
Filipino
part.
cheese.
The cheese part is
Cheddar
new. I used to just
cheese.
face smash the pichi pichi just by itself, just like give it to me. Put it in my face.
Gotta have cheese.
There's so much of the kakanin that's so like it's all the same, but it's like there's different variations here and there. You
Different.
know?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
same, but they're all like I was doing research and they're all mostly based with rice flour or cassava. Everything is based with rice flour, cassava, and something. Coconut.
Sugar.
It's just different adaptations on how you're gonna do bibingka.
A lot of
And then
gluten.
the pichi pichi, the kuchinta. So
Yeah. Glutinous maximus.
glutinous.
Sorry. Lots of gluten. Sorry. Carry on,
That's where it
Joe.
goes once you-
Carry on with the questions, Joe. Sorry.
So you talked about how you started Cafe 86. How did you? First of all, Cafe 86 is known for so many things, like the Sky Flakes cookie that you make. My favorite, the Ube Truffle.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
How did you come up with these ideas? Like the
So-
idea of the Ube Truffle, for example.
Like the Ube Truffle was actually when we first started Cafe 86, I had my niece working with me. She, we grew up. She's actually my niece, but we're not that far apart in age.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
sisters are old. So they gave me nieces that are like my sisters. So we grew up together. We would bake together. And when she moved to the US, she helped me with Cafe 86 in the beginning. So, we would do a lot of R&D on recipes. And one day, back when we were still baking out of this house, in my little one single door oven, she had scraps of ube cupcake left behind. And then I remember it was like lunchtime that day, and she texted me, says, "Tita, come home because I have something for you." I'm like, okay. And she says, "You know how Tita James loves Oreos. So I don't know if you noticed, Cafe 86's menu has a lot of stuff with Oreos and the monster drinks. That's
Mhm.
the next addiction to Oreos. But I came home one day because she was working with her cupcake scraps and made a truffle and coated it in white chocolate and Oreos. And prior to that, we had the first version of the Ube truffle, which was coated in white chocolate and pinipig, but the pinipig wouldn't stay crunchy. So we scratched that one off, and then she reinvented it to have truffles, Oreos instead. And
What a hit.
it's become the hit.
Oh my God.
It's, to be honest.
It's so good. I have to give credit to you, Ginger, that my last birthday last year,
Yeah.
for my 21st birthday,
Okay.
Ginger made an Oreo or Ube Oreo or Ube Truffle cake. I don't know what you call it.
So good. So good.
So
So it's the best cake I had in my life.
Oh my God.
In your life. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of the products of Cafe 86 were collaborations between myself, my niece. We had a pastry chef working with us, who was my good friend Yaz. But she's back to being a stay-at-home mom. But once in a while, I'll be like, Yaz, what do you think of this idea? So it's a lot of bouncing ideas off of each other. Even my staff, I have some bakers who are Mexican, and they came up with the ube concha.
Yes.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh, so it's really a collaboration. It's not all me. I'd
Got
love
it.
to take credit, but it's not all me.
The Cafe 86 team. For
Yes.
sure.
Making
Yeah.
so many angry sounds.
I know.
Like all these
sound-
in front of me
all
right
these
now.
grunts of like, why don't I have this in front of me?
This podcast, this episode is gonna sound so guttural. Like
I know, right? So it's funny. Earlier I said that I'm not a fan of ube, right? But I love what you do with ube, because those truffles, Ginger, when you listen to this, I describe it and I swear to God, I'm having an orgasmic moment talking about these truffles.
I should have planned this better and sent you guys packages before.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
We can still receive them
That's okay.
afterwards.
We can go there.
We'll
We can
take
do a whole
it after.
ASMR video.
Guys, everybody, Ginger, continue. What were you saying?
I don't even know anymore. But yeah, Cafe 86's ideas were a collaboration between not just me, myself, and my husband, but the bakers that have worked with us. Customers would throw ideas at us, so sometimes we'd be like, okay, we'll try that out for you, and hopefully it'll work. So
Ginger, if you do decide to send something, I'll give you my address. I'll be responsible to give it to everybody. It's COVID.
Lies.
okay.
I'll deliver
the
it.
lies.
It's such a liar.
You know,
The lies. It'll
give me
accidentally.
all. give it them all. And then,
Sorry, there's only half for each one. Half a truffle for each
They're all
person.
bit. Why are they all bit, Ryan?
it's COVID. I want to make sure everything's good.
oh god.
Anyway.
Ginger, now I was saying I'm not a fan of ube typically, but I love what you do with ube. So the whole idea of you making a ube concha, that makes me go crazy, because I love conchas. There's a bodega at the end of my street, and we will walk there sometimes, and they have pandaria stuff in there, and I will buy concha. I will buy whatever is in there, and I'll dip it in my coffee. I'll do all that stuff in the morning sometimes. So the idea that you, goddess of desserts that you are,
Ugh.
has made a ube concha, I'm already kind of tearing up, going, "Oh my God!"
I think our goal in the beginning really was to give people something that hasn't been seen before, because we have much respect for old school establishments such as Valerio's, the bakeries that will serve us the old school stuff, and I would dare not touch those things anyway, because I leave that to them to do. So I'd like to do things differently and present ube in a way that's probably never seen before, or unconventional for most of us, but accessible for those who are not familiar with it, and not as intimidating. That was really the goal.
What do you think about the whole kind of trend now, or kind of this wave of ube, coming on, to Filipino American creatives really trying to push how to present ube, how to create desserts with ube. What do you think about this whole kind of trend going on?
personally, I think it's great. I really don't think anything is bad about it. I would love to see ube be as normal as matcha, as far as when we go to an ice cream place. Matcha is so normal now, right? It's normal.
Yeah.
I would love for the time to come to see ube as a permanent Ralph's grocery flavor in their ice cream section. I'd love to see it. So when everyone's making it, that's great for me. It's perfect.
Do you think the attraction is simply the color?
Initially, I believe it's the color, because our non-Filipino customers would be drawn to it initially because of the color. Like, it's so purple. What is that? Acai?
But I want to say, I think that it is beginning to really lay its roots, because, I mean, even I will say, I haven't been able to find the ube in a jar at my Seafood City for like, I think since March.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
No, you took it, huh? You came over here and took all the
cat's
ube.
gonna get it. I'm gonna
And
get
then there are some like the frozen or whatever, but just the halaya, it's gone. And I'm just like, where is it? You know, and then, you know, the workers say they don't
their pandesals with it. That's why.
Yeah. So I think that kind of shortage, I was like, that's an indication there. And then when the ube extract is now $10, and I was like, damn, I was mad, but I was like, I'm going to get it anyway. I'm going to, because it's just now it's so much part of our palate now. At least,
I'll talk to you guys a little bit off the record about that later.
Okay.
Some insider.
Yeah, back to what Elaine was saying too, though. I mean, just like one of the things we were talking about before this was, like with ube and other things, there's a lot of things that as Filipino Americans that we didn't really grow up with or really didn't enjoy as much as we do now, that it's been kind of reimagined and recontextualized in this kind of like this fusion of Filipino American kind of style of like baking and culinary kind of approaches. It's like, my parents didn't have ube anything, and like other than like that magnolia ice cream that they would bring home, and I'd be like, that's gross, like why would I want purple ice cream? And there's something about the way that like you approach this, and that I think other bakers approach this, that just kind of brings us kind of back into this and kind of reinterrogate like what are these elements of kind of our culinary traditions and history,
And I think businesses like Wanderlust, like Creme Caramel, Be Sweet, Ninongs, I think everyone working together in their own little areas really help to kind of introduce it and make it super accessible. Like what Wanderlust does is amazing. And I'm hearing my white friends buying pints of the ube malted crunch, which is hella good. That shit's
so good.
I was going to say, like, one of my friends who is a big fan of ube and like has been making ube baked goods is not even Filipino. Like probably a bigger fan than most Filipinos that I know. And it's just like interesting. And she was like, can you get me like ube extract or halaya? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't eat that at home. Like, but other people that I know are into this, and like they kind of look for like the local Filipino American to kind of be like the guide. And it's like, even I'm not really a good guide on this kind of stuff. Like,
Mike's
I'm
the
learning
worst
it myself
guide.
too.
He's not gonna.
I'm the worst guide in general. It's just an interesting experience to kind of like reconsider the things that like I might have skipped at the dessert table that my parents would bring, and then like kind of think about it again and just like, what was it about it that I needed like a Filipino American kind of approach to kind of get me to kind of think about it and try it again, But I think I appreciate that because I think it's kind of a way to kind of reconnect us to that. So
I really appreciate your attention to kind of just all the folks who came before, and also just like having all the kind of colleague businesses and bakers all throughout Southern California. And I think that your generosity and your care around that in terms of the community, Ginger, has always been a standout for me. And I think I mentioned this a while back to you, but I was working in Pasadena at a theater in 2015, and that was right when you had opened the spot, your location there. And I was putting together an event, and I was, I wanted to, and it was a Filipino American history event. So I wanted to add in some food to, just kind of like top off the experience. And you and your team were just so gracious in terms of just kind of providing us some desserts for that event. In fact, you actually added more than what we had originally ordered. And every single that was the first time that I had your Ube Truffles. And everybody at the event was like, what is this? Where did you get it? So it was really awesome that it was just kind of like perfect timing that you had opened the spot there. And every time that I went to that spot, everyone was just so sweet, and it was just so welcoming and really just a warm space to be. And that I feel like that really starts from you and the kind of environment that you have created in all of the different shops that you have.
Gosh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, when we established Cafe 86, a big part of the experience of Cafe 86, more than just the food for us, was really how we treat customers coming in. I grew up in a house where my mom constantly had food ready for people to come and eat. So I think I wanted people to experience possibly what my friends had experienced coming over to our house, where we remember what you like, what you order, how you like your coffee, how much calamansi you want in your iced tea and stuff like that. So that's really a big part of Cafe 86. And to this day, every time we hire people, we let them know that apart from just being able to give a good product, because, they have zero control about the product, especially the baked goods, because that comes from us in the commissary. I said, you can never control what goes on, with, the drinks, the pastries, because sometimes you're not the one handling it, but you'll always be remembered for how you treat the people that walk in. At the end of the day, they walk away, the feeling they have, as soon as they walk away, they'll always stick with them, regardless of what you gave them. If you gave them shit milkshake, they'll still remember you somehow.
Yeah.
If you treat them right. And I think that's thank you for saying that, because really that's a big part of how we want Cafe 86 to be known and remembered.
Great. So you talked about R&D, research and development. Mike talked about kind of reinvention of Filipino desserts. We have a few half-baked ideas, hilaw pa. And we wanted to kind of run these by you to see if, is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Be honest, Ginger.
Yeah, be honest.
I can't wait to hear what these are.
Yeah.
So for me, this is my first one.
Let me get a pen.
So, a lot of Latin American countries and, the Philippines have empanadas.
Yes.
What about a dessert empanada? Any kind of dessert empanada. Would that fly?
We've had an Ube Pop-Tart and a Turon Pop-Tart at Cafe 86.
So yeah, those are Pop-Tarts, but I'm saying the actual it looks
you
like a
wanted
football.
to be
You mean with the thing?
Yeah.
That would fly?
Good idea. That would always fly. There's so many possibilities with Filipino flavors for that. Ube makapuno, you can do turon, you can do yema.
Oh,
Ryan.
Here we go again with the yum, with the moments.
How about an all raisin?
Oh,
no!
just say,
You need to stop, Joe.
stop it.
Jojo, you like raisins?
Stop.
No, but they all hate it. That's why.
I don't like raisins in embutido. I don't like it in
I'm
Empanada.
Stop
anti-raisin.
with the
myself.
raisins.
just by itself.
Okay, no, that last one was a joke. But okay,
That's it. Yes.
okay, Ryan has some.
All right.
Ryan had one.
So I have a couple of thoughts, just a general one, but as more specific ones. I love lemon bars, but
Yes.
I was thinking if there's like calamansi flavored calamansi
Yes.
bars.
A lot of people have made calamansi. We've made
Yeah.
calamansi
Yeah.
bars. Like the first 2 years of Cafe 86, we were making calamansi bars, but people don't seem to want us to make anything with ube. So I stopped making it. But a lot of other bakeries do calamansi bars. So
You want to start again?
Ryan's like, but that's me?
we had, based off of one of our milkshakes, we have a Cali mango bar. So calamansi
Okay.
mango bar. is what we have.
Oh.
Yeah, so that usually comes back in the spring. So wait for spring. It's gonna be back.
The other thought I was, and Joe kind of alluded to this, but there's not really very many like fruit pies that are Filipino. And we earlier in our intros we talked about peach mango pie, which is like a Jollibee like deep fried thing, right? But I'm wondering if there's like I don't know if there is a Filipino buko pie is the only thing I can think of, or egg pie, right? But I'm thinking of like a Filipino fruit like mango or even pineapple that's like that could be pied.
I have not seen those in big pie form, but they do make them in little mini empanadas. The pineapple one, the mango one. But I had to think of what other fruit pies would be so sturdy enough to be in a pie, like an apple pie or a peach pie. We don't have stone fruits. Really.
Yeah, it's a stone
Right.
fruit.
We don't have stone fruit.
Yeah.
We do have some stone fruits like the star apple, the kaimito, and all that. But
It's hard to get that here too, right?
it's hard to get that. That's my favorite thing, and I haven't had it in 20 years.
Why does it have to be stone fruit?
I don't know. I
Sturdy.
think it's just some.
So it could cook.
Yeah, it maintains the integrity when you cook it.
Yeah.
So,
because it's more fibrous, right? Or something?
yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise it'll disintegrate in the oven.
Bananas would just
Got it.
bleh, and
Right.
I'm totally learning something new.
it's like a
And
stone fruit. And we don't have much stone fruits that have that kind of hardiness and meatiness to the fruit. Yeah.
Got it.
Then finally, I wonder if there's anything else that could be done with like langka, other than like a turon or, my sister puts langka in. I think she puts it in ginatan, but
I've done langka with banana langka bread. So
Oh.
you can add to your banana bread. Langka is so good. There's so many things
it is.
you can add it to. Even without adding the real thing, you could make custards with langka. Just to simmer a custard with whole langka and strain it out, the flavor will stay there.
Can you show us? Ginger?
Live demo, please.
Ryan's address is.
We'll be the R&D team. for you. Any of you have any invention or hilaw pa ideas for desserts?
Now trying to think of it.
Okay, I have a last one.
Do it, Joe.
No other takers?
I know. Go for it.
No,
Go for
no.
it.
Okay.
No, that's
So
off on my head.
one of my favorite things is peanut butter, right?
Ooh.
And I love peanut butter cookies. What about a kare cookie?
What?
Bro, that's weird.
What?
Bro.
How about
What?
You mean a
how
peanut
about
butter cookie?
chocolate?
Oh, I love chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
I was gonna say that actually.
I thought that's where I thought Joe was going.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say chocolate, but chocolate would be good because we've been trying to make like a chocolate bar, and we have some peanut butter from Spread the Love, the Filipino Valerie Fish.
Oh yeah.
Our Pinay sister who owns Spread the Love. So we've been R&Ding with her peanut butter to develop something chocolate.
I was saying kare with like strips of bagoong. And
Joe is
No,
really
I
trying.
Right.
Golly. This was Ginger's nice way of
Pivoting
evading
your bad idea.
not rejecting you.
I don't know if you guys follow Rizal Kealoa on Instagram.
Do we, Elaine?
Maybe now. I don't know.
Now we do.
Rizal Kealoa. She's in San Francisco. She's a food stylist and a blogger. And she just sent me a cookie box with Filipino flavored cookies. She made a green mango and dark chocolate chip cookie that has patis.
Oh, interesting.
It
See?
is so,
Don't see us.
so
Don't
good.
see us.
So green mango patis and bagoong. I mean, and chocolate. Sorry. Not bagoong,
And chocolate. Wow.
That's my jam, green mango.
Oh my god. Oh, I have one. I thought of one. I thought of a hilaw pa. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm Bisaya Ginger. And so my family, one of my favorite things is Cebu Torta. So the like it's like a mamon type thing, and then it looks like a flower.
Yes.
What if there were like mini versions of it, but then it was like either ube flavored or pandan flavored? So then you can make it purple. You could also make it green.
Yeah.
or a classic, and so it's just the color of the bread
The
itself.
yellow.
Is that it's not crunchy, is it?
It's not. I mean, because it's topped with like sugar, so it gets caramelized, but it's not crunchy because it's still soft. It's like a pastry. It's like a bread because it's like mamon, but it's not because it's
Crunchy. It's like crunchy mamon.
It's
Yeah.
more substantial.
Ooh, that sounds good. I'll look into that. I'll research.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
How come I've never had torta?
Elaine, just send me some and I'll make the regular size mini for you. I'll send it back to you smaller, I promise.
You're such a liar. I love how Ryan's like, just send it to me, and I will make.
I'll make it mini. Give me
You
the
sound so
regular
trusting.
Well,
You know?
you mentioned cochinta earlier. Are you do you have plans with that? What are you thinking about doing with that?
The
Like-
problem with us developing recipes with Cafe 86 is we always have to think in the sense where can you make 1,000 of it at a time?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have to scale up, and that's always like the big part of doing research and development is how easy is this to make, how scalable is the recipe.
Oh,
Quinta is-
torta is like a bread. You could totally scale that up.
those are okay, but I don't think I can have a steamer that can steam 1,000 at a time. We have an oven that can do 600 at a time, stuff like that.
Oh, is
Wow.
torta steamed or is it baked?
No. But
No, the cochinta.
Oh,
But
cochinta.
Cochinta is-
Cochinta, yes.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it. Got
like
it.
I said, I'm not going to touch the OG old school stuff. I'll leave
Yeah.
that to the
Yeah.
experts for us
I
to
was-
enjoy.
I was already thinking, I don't need 1,000. I just
Ryan,
Doesn't-
Oh
look at
my
Ryan. I
gosh.
don't need.
Small batch over here.
but I guess you were thinking about everybody else. All right. Fair enough.
All right. So, Ginger, Cafe 86 is so successful. You have 4 locations now. Like, what was your measure or what factors led to kind of expanding? And like, other than like receipt numbers, like how do you define success for you?
Well, when we opened in 2014, there was really no way that we would ever think that we would open Pasadena in 2015. No way. But I'd say the first 5 months of Cafe 86 being open, 90% of the customers were people from LA. Traveling from LA at 9 a.m, waiting for us to open the doors. And then, I think my husband and I manned that cash register for a good year in Chino ourselves.
Wow.
We literally got to know the people, and we would hear, oh, we came from Eagle Rock, we came from Burbank, we came from the Valley, so that was like our initial gauge of what made us decide to open Pasadena. Because we wanted to cater to those who were traveling so far, and we're like, maybe it'll work. We love Pasadena. We when we were first married, we lived in Arcadia, so that was kind of like our hood. So that was our gauge. And then from Pasadena, then we got that access of people that would never even go to Chino, but they're from South Bay, from 710 that had access to Pasadena. And then we were getting Cerritos people coming to Pasadena. So that became the gauge to open Artesia. So it seemed as though every single year we were opening a store. And I think, most people would joke with us and say, naku, ang yaman, successful because you have all that. And I mean, on a superficial level, it really can be a gauge, I guess, because, you've opened all these stores, but there's so much work it takes to get these stores afloat, up and running. But I think mostly for us, sounds so badui, but the friends we've met along the way from opening all these stores, I mean, you guys are a good example. I don't know Ryan that well yet.
Clearly, you'll get to know him soon.
Yeah, you'll definitely get to know Ryan.
COVID right now, so just you wait.
We really, really did meet so many wonderful people through the cafe, and a lot of them are just people we'll consider lifelong friends. And for me, I think it's more of being able to be a part of that group that actually got to help introduce Ube to the United States, maybe to the world, but it's really something that we're really proud of to be able to stand here and say that, hey, you know what, we helped actually put a spotlight on ube, and our love for ube is not because of its uso or anything. To me, growing up, it's my vanilla. I ate ube ice cream in those little tiny Magnolia ice cream cups with a wooden spoon outside my house whenever the ice cream man came along. And I ate ube halaya out of a jar from the convent in Baguio. And it's really like my favorite up to this day. I really still love ube and ube halaya. And it's like it's a weakness. Then I'd go to the bakery next to our artesia store, Luisa and Sons. I don't know. Been to Luisa. They have the best ube hopia in the world.
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
I mean, my love for ube is so strong that, I'm just happy to be part of that group that really just helped introduce it to everyone else.
Well, what about San Diego and Vegas? Because, they're not close to, to you. How did you decide to open them there?
San Diego we've always wanted, even like around 2016, San Diego's been a goal just because we always wanted to open amidst a big Filipino community. And hello, Manila Mesa.
Yeah.
Chula Vista, which is so close to National City. That's always been a goal, but we got pulled into Vegas prior to that just because there was also such a strong need. And we kind of figured that people who would never ever have access to us, like from New York, from other parts of the US, will most likely take a trip to Vegas sometime visit someone or attend a party in Vegas. And a lot of our customers were actually people like that. Like, oh, I have a bachelorette party in Vegas and we knew you were here, so we came to see you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So
Yeah.
part of our customer base in Vegas, and we really enjoyed that, apart from our stripper homies and all that.
Yeah, we had a family reunion in Vegas a couple of years ago, and my cousins and I, we ducked out, just in the morning to head over there. And then we got there before it opened, so we just waited in the car, and then we started to get calls from our family like, "Where are you? What are you doing? Where did you go?" Because we weren't at the reunion thing. And so we put my ate on, who, she knows how to sweet talk our family. And we're at Cafe 86. Do you want anything? And my mom's all, "Get me those Ube Truffle." So that was like our peace offering that we snuck out was that. And then we ended up getting like one of each because, it's like the beautiful display down the, just down the counter. We like got everything, I think.
Whenever we open Cafe 86, we check the demographics. It's got to be Filipinos there. So that's where we want to be. So
of course. Yeah.
So that's really truly the basis. That's why, wherever we open next, it'll truly be a high concentration of Filipinos again. So.
Oh, Kat, you should tell your Ube Truffle story.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I told you this already, Ginger, but so my mom loves the Ube Truffles. And when she's like, "Oh my God, this is so good. Oh my, she's going to hear this. I hope I'm not putting her out." Well, here we are. I'm just going to tell the story.
Too late.
Too late. No, so what she would do is when we'd have family parties, she would send, me and my brother to go get Ube Truffles, from the Pasadena store before. Yeah. And then, but she would end up doing, and she would get like a couple dozen, And then what she would do though is she wouldn't put it out on the dessert table. She would put it on the side, and she would only bring them out for the family members that she liked. And so she or like her favorites. I mean, I'm sure she loves everybody, you know what I mean? But it was who she liked. And then, so she would just bring it out of, her pantry area and be like, "Don't tell anybody that you got this, where you got this." And I was like, "You're totally playing favorite." So that is her sign of, "You're my favorite." If you
Didn't I make her birthday?
Yes. That is, you made her 70th birthday cake. And so that was absolutely the hit of the party. Like, we didn't have any leftovers. They were all gone.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. And that was not a small cake either.
Have my cake in there. Like,
Yeah.
Say it again, Ginger.
I have so much anxiety from being in parties where my cakes are being served.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it's like performance anxiety.
Oh no.
Wow.
It was the first. Joe and I were there. It was the first time that I had seen every single person at
Line
the
up.
party line up for cake. I have
Oh.
never seen that.
Yeah. It was such a hit. And I want to say, I just want to, note where, you talked about just your metrics of success of opening, and financial is a thing. But I just want to say that I really feel like, you mentioned it earlier about how all of the different, businesses and eateries have their own lanes. And I also think that, there's something to be said about that innovation in our generation on Filipino business and entrepreneurship and hospitality, that we have our roots, of course, in how we grew up in Filipino culture and the history that you mentioned. But to be able to hear you say, and like to build this community, right? Of like, and that community is in the forefront of making sure all of the stores, get to have their space and their shine. It's like there's this, this feeling of, or this value of that there's space for everybody.
Yeah.
Is just so great because I feel like, I love all the old school folks, all of the everyone who's laid the groundwork. My bias, of course, is LA, having grown up here. But, and I know that they've had to be like survivalist and competition based and all of that, because that's just what you had to do to stay alive and open, in LA amidst other cultures.
Yes.
Right. And so, which is definitely admirable. But I feel like you're also building on that when you say that, you want to make sure that everyone has a piece. Is just, I hope that you see that as a metric of success too, and how,
I mean, I think another business is like the success of Creme Caramel, I think is also my success. Barb of Be Sweet, when she's successful and on TV with, Marcos Limones of, what do you call that show that she was on, The Prophet?
uh-huh.
I mean, that's also a gauge for our success. And I think it's better that we all link up together.
Mhm.
We're stronger that way. We're louder that way.
Mhm.
And it really takes a village. And, I thought about this, and I don't know if this is true, but, I would come to the States as a kid visiting here with my parents, and I was never exposed to Filipino food. Like, I would never see it. I would never hear about it. There was just always, eating. Of course, we're tourists from Pinas, and they all want to feed us American food all the time. But there was just no talk of Filipino food at all. My own family wouldn't even bring pandesal to their homes. I'm like, why was this not seen before? And I think it was just a lot of it was, people kept to themselves. Every business kept to themselves and protected their own little unit. And to this day, you'll still see that. Some people will, funny, because there's Oi Asian Fusion down the street from the Café. They carry Creme Caramel, and they're our homies. But one day I was in line waiting for my food at Oi, and a tita comes up to me and says, ba't ka nandito? Nagsaspy ka? I'm like, why do I have to be a spy to be supporting my homies? And dude, I just told tita naman, they're my friends. I'm here to support. I'm buying food. So it's, kasi baka lang nagsaspy ka eh. Ano ba, competition?
Oh, man.
Oh wow.
That's just how the older generation sees it, like all that random calls. Did you see this other business is making ube? I'm like, and that's great.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's good. I mean, why would I be mad? Because you're doing it. I'm like,
Right.
no, that's not a bad thing. So I think it's also a good thing that generation is seeing how everyone is working together and banding together.
Mm-hmm.
And, it really takes a village. We won't be where we are if it weren't for us all, talking about each other constantly, supporting each other. So that's how it should be.
It's like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ginger, I wanted to bring this up. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times. You know, we've been doing the podcast remotely because of COVID. How has business been during this time? You know, how have you been coping, or what does it look like, and how are you feeling about it?
Initially, when the first shutdown happened in March, we had completely shut down as well. We did it primarily because a lot of our employees were all kids. They had to come home to parents and grandparents who were possibly, high risk and all that. So that was our main reason for shutting down. But also, we wanted to follow the rules and all that. But upon opening, it was actually really, really good for us upon reopening, like 2 to 3 months after, because people missed the cafe and everyone came out. And what was amazing was everyone actually came out to support. So it's been good for us. It's been really steady, but like this second shutdown, we've noticed a little dip. But I think it's just natural, and I have mixed feelings about it. I really feel for the industry that's really taking a big blow right now. But at the same time, it feels so necessary to just do what we need to do because we just want things to go back to normal. I don't know what normal is going to be like anymore, to be honest. But on a personal standpoint, for myself and James, we just want to do our part and, help end this. So it's really a big financial blow, to be honest. It's big, and it takes a lot of work for us who are still here working to be able to still, pay the bills, make sure everyone's getting paid. And but yeah, we're just thankful to God that we're still able to stay in business. But it's not what it was before, that's for sure. But we've been working on some 2020 word pivots. We've been working on some things on the back end, and we'll someday announce what we have in store for everyone. But for now, we're just trying to swim along and just make sure everyone's okay, safe, healthy, all that.
Definitely.
I think it's fair to say, Ginger, that we will always pay attention to what you put out.
But things in the back end we're working on a few things. There's been things that you probably already have seen out there, but not quite sure. I'll tell you more about it. Like I said, I'll tell you guys more about it, and then maybe someday we'll talk about it more out in the open. But yeah, things are brewing in the back end for sure.
That's great to hear. It's great to hear that there are things, despite all of the difficulties, that there are still some ways and means to innovate and create.
Yeah, for sure. We're just really trying to survive. That's what it is. I mean, we have 2 growing kids and all that. We gotta feed our kids. So the cat, make sure everyone's getting paid.
Yeah.
So imagine a post-COVID world, and we're not back to normal, but we're back to some semblance of normality. And you have kind of emerging Filipino American bakers.
Yes.
What advice do you have for them?
Well, I think one of the best things I could tell them is always be innovative. I think being able to think outside the box and think of something that others have not seen before might be something that's helpful, because for us, that definitely helped us stand out, was to innovate and constantly just, think of something new. On a deeper level, I think I've always believed in integrity about everything else. There's so many people that you come across in this industry, and every time I meet someone or deal with someone on a business level, we're always very black and white about everything, because we want to be upfront. So we want to maintain integrity with everything we do, not to step on anyone's toes. Like, even as a baker myself, people will come to me and say, hey, did you see the product that so-and-so makes? Why can't you make it? I'm like, just because you already saw it there, go get it from her, go support the other one. I'll make something else, but that's her thing. So I think you just, be aware of everyone around you, because as much as you're a unit that's trying to build everything on your own, you're trying to support our own business, but the world is so much bigger than yourself. And I think in order for you to be successful, you really have to pay attention to everyone else around you, because it doesn't just revolve around you. And you got to learn that, and you got to respect what else is going on around you.
Mm.
That's a jewel right there, man. Take note, entrepreneurs out there, bakers and makers.
That's right.
I suck at math, though. I gotta tell you.
You're a bad Asian. You're a bad Asian. I'm bad at math too.
Good thing my husband is a nerd. So,
yay, nerds!
All the
Just
team.
always remember +2 more for Ryan. That's it. That's
Oh my god.
God.
Woo! Anyway,
Did you just rub your belly?
I did. I did rub my belly. Thanks, Kat.
Sorry. Oh yeah, podcast Landia doesn't see that. Sorry.
Listeners don't see that we're on Zoom. So I was rubbing my belly. Anyway.
So I know you hinted before, but after COVID, or I don't know if it during COVID or after COVID, what are kind of your future plans? For Cafe 86 or yourself?
2014 BC. I mean, sorry, 2019 BC, before COVID, we wanted to open up north.
Oh, in the Bay?
Yeah, we wanted to go to San Francisco, actually Daly City, and open it. That was really we wanted to be open by February, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But we still do want to open out in the Bay Area. We still want to open somewhere in the Valley. So just wait for that one. We're hoping to expand Cafe 86 to a more distribution level. So we're working on getting our products shipped out so that others far, far away can have access to it. So it's been hard trying to ship like Ube Truffles. We tried to ship out a dozen truffles, which is like $27 for a dozen truffles, right? Cost us $100 to ship it.
Oh my god!
So
Wow.
So if you guys
Handle with care.
you guys have any leads to shipping, logistics, and all that, let me know, because $100 to ship.
Yeah.
27 truffles. But we're trying. We're really wanting to be able to do that, and I've gotten advice from like Adrian Berlongan of Wanderlust, because they've kicked ass as far as shipping their ice cream is concerned. So she's been really generous with her input and helping me out as far as logistics. So we're working on that, and we're hoping to be able to do that 2021.
That's so refreshing to hear about just the community around different dessert makers, and it's not all competition and everything, and that's just amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
It really is.
It's a big community with Bayanihan spirit in mind. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because everybody in our community we all help each other out, and we never talk crap about anybody else. Just kidding. But I'm glad it works in the dessert world.
No, well, but I think just to echo what Kat had mentioned earlier in terms of Ginger's attention to the community that has sprung up around Filipino food, I think that also has contributed to all of the momentum around this kind of Filipino food movement that, different bakers, different makers, business owners have been able to have these really generous conversations around what each of them are doing and how, they can partner up and things like that. So that's really wonderful to see.
Yeah, I mean, really, at the end of the day, their success is everyone's success, because the more exposure they get, the more exposure there is for Filipino food. It's better for all of us. Then our culture has so much to show off. I mean, to be honest, more than just our food. Filipinos are well loved for so many reasons around the world, and it's time people shine a light on that.
Excellent.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
On that point, I want to thank you for for sharing your time with us. thank you for sharing your Ube truffles in the future with us.
I'll text
No.
you guys. I may be.
No, we're just kidding. We're just kidding. We don't mind
Joe-
taking the trip to Chino Hills. It's fine.
Ryan's like, he's not kidding.
But yeah, so just general socials. Where can people find you, and all that jazz?
People can find us on Instagram at cafe_86. On our website is www.cafe-86.com. So online ordering is up for all our locations. Every location has their own button there, so you can just pretty much order from the store that you want to pick up from, and it's pretty easy. And we hope that everyone will order their goods for Christmas, your safe quarantine Christmases, and we may have pies again for Christmas. So we did about 900 pies for Thanksgiving.
Dang!
Wow, 900?
Shout out to my team. They really kicked ass for Thanksgiving. So we're thinking of doing it again for Christmas. But we'll see. If we do it, it'll be announced next week. So just watch out on social media.
Excellent.
And that's
Excellent.
about it. Thanks you guys. I had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you so
We
much.
totally had
Thank you,
fun.
Ginger.
My stomach is growling, but very gratefully so.
So any listeners out there, if you have any kind of dessert ideas, hit us up. Call us on our Hotmail, on your hotline.
Oh, shit.
Brian, what's the number?
805. Oh, sorry. Our telephone number is 805-394-TFAL. TFAL. That's
Sorry,
805-394-TFAL.
I had hotline and voicemail all at
Yeah.
the same time, so it became Hotmail.
Have you
Because-
retired your Hotmail account yet?
I'm a Hotmail.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
You did see that one
I no longer have my Hotmail account. It took
Oh, man.
it took me 20
Took
years.
forever. It took forever.
All right. So thank you again, Ginger. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
Ginger.
Take care.
This Filipino American Life is produced by Michael Nailat. Our intro and outro music is by Roger Habon, aka 10.4 Raj. Resident reality checker Girly Colado, legal advisor Rianne Fajardo, and graphic design by Vincent Collyer.